Hey guys, it's Alex with Dirt Warrior here. Today I'm going to show you how to install our newest vault. This is for the 4-seater XP 1000, 2024 model year and up. It looks pretty good here in this white today, so yeah, let's get into it. The tools we're going to be using today is a Torx, a T40, a number 3 Phillips screwdriver, and an 11mm wrench. This is what's going to come in the boxes. This is obviously just one side of the vault enclosure, but we got our front panels, our front door, the mounting bars that mount to your door that hold our door on there, and then same thing with the back door, mounting bars for that, and then the back panel. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start with my front panel here. These are meant to be notched out, so I obviously took some material out of this front panel. It's just to make it work with any mirrors you have. This style clamp, I just cut it out, and so it's going to go around the clamp. Other style mirrors I've seen, you can just put a hole in this and put the mirror here, and then the bolt through everything. Just depends on what you have. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and install this. So it attaches with 2 cage clamps. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of put this up here, get it where it kind of needs to be. Like I said, I cut it around this mirror, and now I'm just going to put the cage clamps on. Kind of get them roughly where they need to be. And then I'm just going to take my screw that came with it, with the washer on there. I'm going to run it through the panel and then into the cage clamp. Cage clamp is threaded itself, so there's no nut or anything on the other side of that. It just screws right into the cage clamp. Get that one started. I don't want to be super tight yet. I want to leave everything kind of loose while we're just kind of working with it, because we are going to probably do some adjusting at the end. Take our cage clamp and get it lined up with the hole. All right, now I'm going to start on the front door. Now that I got my front panel on and kind of loose, we have 2 mounting bars here. One of them is going to go on the inside right here, and it's going to use your factory bolts. So we're going to take those Torx bolts out, and that one's going to mount right there. And then this one's going to mount to these 2 holes right there, just with some hardware that we provide, just some screws and nuts. So I'm going to go ahead and get going on that. Take our T40, and I'm going to take the back 2 factory bolts off that hold the door onto the hinge. And I'm going to run them through our bracket or our bar here. And if you notice, there's a locking mechanism here. We got a little screw. It kind of locks the door in place, so you want this wing nut at the top of the bar. So I'll go ahead and get that in the correct orientation, get this thing started. And I'm going to tighten it down, but I'm just going to snug it down. I'm not going to super tighten it down yet. Again, I want to be able to adjust everything after we get everything on. So that's kind of snug on there. And we'll start with the back door. Now the back door just uses our 1/4-20 screws here with a washer and a lock nut. Go ahead and get that started. I'm just going through our bracketing stuff here, and then through these holes that are already in your door right here. So it should just line up to those 2. Screwdriver here. that started. And the other hole. Now you can get a wrench in here through this little hole right here. It's kind of a bugger, but it is possible. Go ahead and get your wrench on there and tighten that down a little bit. Same with the top one. Like I said, I don't want it too tight, just snug. Alright, now that I got my bars on, I'm going to go ahead and take my front door and slide it in here. To do this, the door needs to be just cracked just a little bit. To clear everything, you're not going to be able to drop it in with the door all the way open, so you'll kind of see what I'm talking about here. So I'll grab our door, I'll put it in the tubes that we attached to the door. I'll kind of just wiggle it in here until it drops in. Want to pay attention to that roof right there so I don't scratch it with this stuff. So a couple things to pay attention to. But we got our door in, and now I can kind of start aligning everything. Remember how I left everything loose? It's looking pretty good right now, so I'll get going on the back door. All right, now I'm gonna get going on this back door. It's basically the same thing. We got two bars here. One that's gonna be mounting to the T40 factory bolts, the front ones, and then another bar that's just gonna be using these holes that are already in your door. So I'll go ahead and get going on that. Grab my T40 here. We'll loosen these up. Same thing with the front door. I want my wing nut at the top of this bar. And then I'll go ahead and put those on. Snug those up. Again, I'm not making them tight. I'll put the other bar on. Same thing with the front door. It's just some 1/4 20 screws and a lock nut. Now it's just using this hole that's just right off the side of the lever. And then the bottom one should line up. When you have the right holes, the bar is just going to be straight. Reach behind here and get this nut lined up. Do the same thing for the bottom hole. A wrench. I'm going to snug them up. I'm not going to tighten them up. Okay. Now that I got my bars loosely on, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my door. I'm gonna do the same thing as the front. I'm just gonna leave this thing cracked a little bit like that. I'm gonna slide this door in here. Again, I'm paying attention not to hit the roof with all this stuff, but it should just slide in here. Alright, that alignment's looking pretty good too. So now I can start on the back panel. Alright, now I'm going to attach our back panel here, and it just attaches with 2 cage clamps. So I already got them kind of where they need to be, so go ahead and just look where they need to be and put them on the bars. If you have our back window, it does fit still. You just got to kind of wedge it in between where it seals and all that. So I got my cage clamps on there, and it's pretty much the same as the front panel. I'm just going to be putting the screws right into the cage clamps. Okay, once I got that in there, I'll snug it up. Now I'm going to go around and just align everything. Make sure all my gaps are sealing up. Now I'm going to start tightening stuff down. I'll start with my panels here. Those tight. And I'll tighten this panel up. Now I will start tightening up the bars that actually hold on everything. Those tight. Okay, tighten the bars on the front door. Okay, now I have one more thing I can adjust if I need to. Depending on where everything's sitting, I can pull on this door and use those wing nuts to keep it in place. So usually what I do here is I'll walk around from the other side. I'll get everything tight and lined up where it needs to be. Any gaps or anything like that, get them filled. And then from the other side, I can tighten down those wing nuts and it'll keep the doors right where it needs to be. All right, guys, that was our install for the 2024 RZR 1000 four-seater. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.